Welcome back, naughty listeners. It's your salacious goddess, Ivy, and today I am here to give you one of the most sadistic MMCs to this day. That's not to say he's the main one, but Xavier's pretty badass. I'm here to review a book that I have not only read before, but when given the chance, she had added about 200 extra pages with a dual POV. Miss Kitty King and her Red Knight special. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's shove it in, let's ride it, and let's get dirty. In this portion, the author shout out is Kitty. Kitty fucking King. Kitty girl. Listen. Kitty. Catherine? I don't, Kitty. I just wish I can give you a name for you to understand. You are so disrespectful. You know you are. I like that shit. Kidding. Miss Kitty King, if I must. This author shout out is simply because you cross so many lines. Like, it's red flag central, and I fucking love it. Like, it's just what? Why would you do that? You're writing with Xavier Kitty. Kitty. You really brought out a version of me that I just find to be like, why would you put that in a book with a man that you described like him? Because of course I want him to do that to me. And again, Kitty, yes. But Kitty girl, no. But yes. So let's get into it, Kitty. So how I'm going to run my podcast, I need you guys to understand that I kind of came up with something. I want to break down these books with so much love that every single part of the book means something to me. So for the book dedication, for the fucking book dedication, I got to read to you because I cannot see without my goddamn glasses, okay? And I could take them off and read from a screen, but one way or another, I'm going to have to read from the screen. Kitty King's dedication in this book, just hear me out. She said, and I quote, "To you, who fell in love with this absolutely deviant man. Here's much more of him in all his dark glory, only for those who love a villain that never grovels and doesn't simp out. One who will slap you into submission with his love and feed you his cum for breakfast." Why? Because what? I'm going to read it. I've read it, but like any other book person who reads the book dedication, I'm immediately going to read it. Because what do you mean? Are you putting it in my cereal? Like, are you spoon feeding me? Like, what? You fucking sick fuck you. What? I like this. Let's keep it going. Now, for this part of the podcast, I have given a little bit of, I've given a little bit of information on a previous clip, but trigger warnings are incredibly important to me. It's almost like I'm asking for consent because I need you to understand that before you dive into dark romance or dark fantasy or even my podcast, the things that I talk about that are completely fictional, I enjoy reading. And so I do read a lot of books with full list of triggers. And the villains are the good guys in my eyes. The villains are the guys that I go for. I fall for these men. But I wouldn't be doing you any justice if I did not tell you the trigger warnings in each book. So in this book specifically, and I am going to leave some out, but I will say that there's dubious consent, lots of breeding, sadism, masochism, bondage, impact play, a little degradation, maybe a lot, I don't know. Praise, and you know we all love a good praise. Choking and forced imprisonment, I mean. But then for all the other details, I'm absolutely gonna need you to go to Kitty King's website and get the full list of triggers. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a you know, you know, enter at your own risk. And baby, I'm fucking risky. Now, for the character breakdown, which this does no justice. You want to know why? Do you want to know why this does no justice? Because Ivy forgot the fucking physical copy of your book, Miss Kitty. I'm sorry. But that's neither here nor there because a book is a book is a book is a book. Okay? So for the character breakdowns in the book, how I would like to describe it is your main female character is Marissa Matlock. They describe her as this cute white girl with green eyes. Like, I love you, baby, but like, obviously I wish I was you. So like, there's Marissa, right? Then there's Xavier Cardell. Then there's Xavier. And how I see him being is like this 6-foot god, because she does describe him as like this super tall, muscular, just ripped shred. There's just too much going on. Tattoos covering the whole body. Just the bad guy look, but sexy, right? But he's also heir to Cardell Enterprises. His whole family basically owns the city. He's just that motherfucker. They're also in college, so this is based in college. So imagine being the president of a fraternity, and your father is like this big bad motherfucker, right? And you're the prince, you're the son, you're the heir to the throne, right? Daddy leaves, something happens to daddy, Xavier takes over. The amount of power this man must wield is amazing. And so Xavier is absolutely the main male character. And then we have James. And James is Marissa's boyfriend at the time, right? So Marissa's the main character, and Marissa at the time is dating James. And how I would describe James is he's also very good looking, right? Because we don't write about no ugly people. We don't. But James is good looking, and he's also bisexual. So just another little warning, if you are not into that man on man, do not read this book, baby. Because yet again, there's going to be a lot of male on male fucking. And I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Okay? But that's just my character breakdown. You have Marissa, you have Xavier, and of course you have James. And now all the other characters in the book are like, they're important, but like I won't really be getting into it because I'm going to break down this book to where those 3 characters are what this book is about to me, but mainly Xavier. Like, I just want you to know, Xavier. It's just me. It's just me. Now, when it comes to daddy meters, I need you guys to understand that my shirt says, villains fuck better. Hold on, I need you to get the full. Right? Because they do. The point being that, you know, in my last episode, in my very first episode, I said that Zayd is up here. Like, you see how you can't see where my hands are? That's just kind of where I keep Zayd, right? Now, if I had to add and if I had to put Xavier in a list, and I do, I'm going to do like a top 5, I would put Xavier at number 3. Just for now. I got to read other books. Like, it goes Zayd, blank, Xavier. Like, and Xavier can easily move down. And I must have said this before, but like, Zayd's not going anywhere anytime soon. At all. Right now. But Xavier's there. And it's just, would I recommend this as being your first dark romance book? Fuck no. Stop being a fucking weirdo. Why would you do that to yourself? But just know, like, we still like Xavier. And I still do think villains fuck better. And I do understand that Xavier needs shitloads of help, probably lots of fucking therapy, probably needs to go to jail for a few years to get his life together. But like, I love him. I do. I love him. And I love that he loves Marissa the way he does. And in the end of the book, like, spoiler alert, they have kids. They have multiple kids. This man can't stop breeding her. So like, when you think of it, obviously they're happy. But yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Xavier's in my top 5 daddies. So, in this book, we have the main female character, and her name is Marissa. And basically, Marissa is this art major Super sweet, lovely girl. She's dating James. They're probably together. They've been together for about a year or so, maybe a year more. He's brought her over to his bougie family's house. James comes from money. Daddy owns his own law firm, so eventually James is going to take over his own daddy's law firm. On the outside looking in, they're a really cute couple. But on the inside of that relationship, James is absolutely bisexual, and he's kind of going through the motions of basically using Marissa for him to figure out what he likes. Because as much as he's doing all these sexual things with Marissa, he wants to fuck a man. He's been experimenting sucking dick. He's been experimenting fucking around. And his one goal is to get fucked in the ass by another man. And Marissa had offered to peg him, and she must have done it. But his exact words was something along the lines of like, I just need the real thing. I don't think plastic or fake's gonna do it. And Marissa, just being the sweet girl that she is, decides, you know what, I wanna be here for my man no matter what. And I'm just hoping that at the end of that, I'm still involved. So, like most women, I don't have an issue with two men fucking each other, baby. That's very hot to me, very sexy. I don't know what it is, but it's sexy. And this girl just wants to get her nut too. Like, daddy, I gave you yours, but can I get one? Can invite me. There are two men. Like, you're still my boyfriend. Have me help you. But whatever. So they're on the lawn one day looking cute, and they get a red envelope. And in this red envelope is an invite to one of the most biggest, I guess it's like a fraternity party called Red Night. And not only an invite, it was an invite from the president himself, Mr. Xavier Cardell. So as he handed James this envelope, he also looked him in the face and said, you're invited, but I'm gonna need you to bring your girlfriend. James being James is super excited, thinks nothing of it. Baby, we're going, we're excited. Some of the rules are you have to have your STD test at the door, fresh. Like, I need your test results. No phones are allowed in the party. One of the rules are if you attend this party, you are to participate. You're not allowed to say anything about it. And just have fun. So essentially an orgy. And for the next few weeks, James is excited about this party, right? James is really, really, really excited. He's like, babe, you got your results? I got my results. Because he's already like, in his mind, there's a guy named Jackson that he really wants to fuck. And Jackson's also friends with Xavier. So he knows that his version of a daddy is gonna be there. And he's just excited. Because again, it's an orgy. Like, everything is up in the air. Anything can happen. And so the night of the party comes. We're just going to jump on into it. The red night party comes. She's looking like a bad bitch. He's looking handsome. And their rules are with each other. They are only allowed to fuck each other or fuck other people with each other. Meaning, Marissa's going to fuck James. And Marissa can fuck somebody else as long as James is included. And James can fuck someone as long as Marissa's included. The point is to keep each other included. Because Marissa's also really nervous, and he's trying to assure her, like, baby, as long as we're with each other and we don't fuck other people separately, we're good. We got each other. You're my baby, I got you, right? That's kind of the point, okay? And so Marissa walks in with her boyfriend, and she's greeted, by the president himself, Mr. Xavier, who says that the party I want you guys basically is upstairs. Like, I want you guys in this party, this particular party in my room. Like, there's a party downstairs in the fraternity, but the one that you're gonna want is upstairs. And I mean, the way they describe Xavier, sir, I'd follow you into a gravesite. Like, come on, what do you mean? The fuck? It could have been in the bathroom, in a toilet, but in a toilet. That's coming. But so they get upstairs, and basically in his bedroom is just a wild orgy. People fucking everywhere. People fucking on chairs. Men fucking on chairs. Women sucking dick over there. Women eating just everything that you could possibly imagine in an orgy is happening. It is. It is. And so James and Marissa had this rule where it's like, we're just gonna fuck each other. We're gonna start off fucking each other the way we do it at home. The only difference is that there's an audience. And I mean, a little voyeurism never hurts. So my man is there and my man wants me to ride him. It's no different. It's just, you're right, an audience. So they're getting into it and they're fucking around. And Marissa felt someone watching her. And as she looked around, it turns out that Xavier is sitting down watching her. It was said that she basically combusted immediately upon looking at him. But I also believe he was eating her pussy at the time, and that's just another here nor there. Apparently, James isn't good enough to actually make her come while doing it, but it just so happened to be Xavier's presence, just being watched, that the way he stared at her, the ravaging, the way he just owned her with a look, kind of gave, oh, you're gonna come for me. And what ended up happening? She came for him. She did. She did. She did. So then things are moving and going and grooving and going, right? Everything's moving. Everyone's fucking around. Marissa's still fucking James, but at one point they switch positions, right? Kitty, this is to you because you put up a picture the other day that gave me exactly what was happening. And so now I got to break it down. James was laying down and he told Marissa to ride him, right? He's laying down flat on a bed. Marissa's on top riding him. And Xavier comes. And Xavier kind of puts her flesh, he pushes himself flesh against her back to where he is now directly at the opening of James' asshole, must I say, right? So it's almost like he's fucking the boyfriend, but he's pressed up against the girlfriend, right? And so he's fucking James, and that's the one thing James wanted for the night. At that point, both of them have combusted at this point. It's too much. It's just so much. You got the finest man behind me fucking my boyfriend, but direct. It's a lot. It's stimulating. That's going on, and I guess Xavier like kind of sends two of his really good friends to kind of continue while he takes Marissa away, and then ends up destroying Marissa in the corner. And by destroying, I want to use that in a good term. He destroyed her happily in the corner. She combusted multiple times with this man while saying dirty things to her, such as, I own you. From here on out, it's me and you. You're not going anywhere. And Marissa, being cute and innocent, is kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, bro, like, this feels great, but like, my boyfriend's over there getting fucked. I'm getting fucked. Like, I mean, don't we all talk a little shit in the bed? Like, I'm not taking you seriously because it's just bed talk, right? It's bedroom talk. It's sex talk. We all say, I would like to think we all say some crazy shit, right? You guys say some crazy shit, right? You don't actually mean it, right? Right? Like, it's not just me. Okay. All right. We're going to fast forward a little bit. At the end of the red night, Marissa gets her nut. She looks around. Her boyfriend's not there. She's panicking. She already has anxiety. She just combusted for a man who's obviously way too fucking good looking, but like, where's my man? And she went to go look for him, and he's somewhere in a pool house fucking around and making out with another man named Jackson that he's had his eyes on for a while. And James is telling him things like, baby, I love you. It's you. It's me. Let's get together. They're going at it. And I think at that moment, Marissa knew, like, what she's always known. I don't think James wants to be with me, let alone a woman. Because in that state that she caught him, he was at pure bliss. He was. And then the night ends. So the final part of the red night was basically Xavier kind of demanded her to end things with James. Like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you are? But he basically gave her the ultimatum. He said, I'm going to give you a week. You keep fucking around with that fuck who don't want you and don't want women and can't please you the way I can. I made your body combust. I made you nut multiple times. You weren't thinking about him. I know your body, and I can make your body do what it needs to do. But you have 1 week to end things. And Marissa being in a sex daze is like, this man is psycho. You're fucking mentally unstable. You got good dick, but you're mentally unstable. So she kind of walks away like, shut up. Like, what? But from then on, Xavier is in her life. Like, I don't think you guys realize that I'm about to explain to you a grade A stalker. Like, this man hangs out with her mom, meets her somewhere and goes, hey, I'm your daughter's boyfriend. Bitch, I just fucked you once. And now you've done met my mom, introduced yourself to my mom as my boyfriend. Now my mom's calling me like, why didn't you tell me? Tell you what? That you broke up with James and you're with this fine ass man. I invited him over for dinner. No. What? So Xavier is now pushing himself into her life, and Marissa's just going through it. Like, at this point, her and James are basically over. They're going through it. And Daddy Xavier is just kind of letting himself be known that, like, baby, I'm going to take care of you. You just got to trust me and let me have it. And so I don't want to give you guys the full on synopsis of this book. I want to give you the details that I feel like are juicy. Xavier's a stalker. Xavier is not just a stalker, right? Because, like, implanting cameras is one thing, but like literally embedding himself in her everyday life, reading her diaries, reading personal things. He knows way too much about this girl. And he's so confident. Like he'll be like, this man said, I'm going to take you somewhere, and brought her to a house he built. So obviously he's been stalking her for a while. He brought her to a house that he built with her in mind, and goes, oh, our kid's bedroom's going to be over there. Our master bedroom's over here. Oh, and look at this pool deck. Like, can you imagine our families getting together? And Marissa's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, psycho. But I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of here for it. Like, you got a house, like a mansion. That is crazy. And so their relationship, which is not really a relationship, it's like a stalkership. It's a, what do we call that word when the kidnapper and the kidnappee, Stockholm syndrome. It kind of gives those vibes, but like with good dick. Like, I'm just keeping it real. Because obviously, Xavier, you know too much about me, but you wield around this sex like it's good, but like then you say shit that's like, shut up. And one of his main things is he has like a breeding kink, which is crazy. Because like, what? Like, stop saying that. So every time they're fucking, he'll say something like, you're gonna have my baby. I'm gonna put so many babies in you. And it's like, stop. What? What do you mean? How many? Right now? No, that's not normal. But like full belly, like what? So moving past that, that's he's a villain at the end of the day. And I really wish I could just say more about it other than the simple fact that Xavier really does mean well, but there's a hidden agenda. But at the same time, he ends up falling for Marissa. So it's kind of like this unequal balance of, bitch, I love you, your pussy's good, we're great together, I want to be with you, but I also want to destroy you, and then I want to put you back together my way. And there's just something about that thinking where you break a glass and you realize you could fix that glass, and then you look at it like that's my creation. He did that to her. He did it. And I really wish I could tell you that I feel like he's a bad guy, but like the way they describe him, I really think he's like so good. It's so fucked up. Cause like Xavier, when would you like to meet me somewhere? You know, I'm just saying. So for this segment, I just want you to know that this is the naughty parts. So I just need you to understand that I had to bring a glass of wine for, none of this is as deep and as dark, but I'm going to give you 3 of my favorite spicy scenes in this book. And I'm going to try to do it without combusting into a million pieces. The first scene, again, they describe Xavier as a very well-endowed man. And so there's a scene where in the library, Marissa's sitting on him. That's her man. I'm going to sit on my man anywhere. And she must have, his ex-girlfriend came up to them. And she kind of looks at him because the girlfriend's flirting. And Xavier's paying no attention to the ex-girlfriend. But, like, as the girlfriend, I'm going to be like, who the fuck is this bitch? And why didn't you? And he's like, I'm not paying any attention to this bitch. Ignore her. Right? Be a little brat because she kind of like, who is this hoe? And so she must have been wearing a skirt. Ironically, I am too, just in case Xavier wants to know. And he kind of makes her sit on it. So he kind of takes his out and lifts up her skirt. And he makes her sit on it and not move. Like, literally, just sit on it. I just need you to shut the fuck up. He's studying. She's supposed to be studying. But I just want you to sit on it and not move. And the thought of that is kind of like, I need the friction, right? Like, that's kind of how sex works. Up, down, over this, left, right, circles. But to have to sit on said organ and not move is a classic edging, teasing type of thing that's like, whoa. Because like, and then, he proceed to say, like, if you move, I'm gonna spank your pussy, right? And then that's also something that excites me because, I get off on doing the bad thing because of punishments or the punishments or whatever you'd like to call them. And so that scene just made me realize, like, Xavier, sir, don't play with me, but definitely play with me. But yeah, no, that one, that was a really good scene in the library. And then you got to think about it because like not only is she moaning and just dying to get a little bit of friction, they're in a library, and we all know you got to be silent in a library. And then he starts teasing her, and he'll make little movements here and there to fuck with her, but like you can't be loud in a library. And as an avid person who loves books, fuck those books, bro. And the moment, fuck those books. Fuck. Get the one of my second favorite scenes, spicy, was the and this is in no particular order. Um, if I haven't mentioned, Xavier kind of gets off on a little bit of like controlling humiliation type things. It was crazy, whatever. She ran into her ex at a bar, and he had already said, I don't want you to talk to your ex. And it's like, boy, shut the fuck up. But she wasn't doing anything other than talking. And then, he claimed her and was like, that's my girl. And she looked at him like, boy, I'm not your girl. And she must have slapped him. And so his exact words were, I must have to show you who the fuck you belong to. So he kind of dragged her up the stairs in the bar. Crazy. Proceeded to unzip his pants and force her to give him oral in the middle of the bar. Now, hear me out. The word force is a little bit, obviously, but the point being, she wasn't directly out in the open. There was like a little cove that she was hidden behind, but she absolutely got on her knees and sucked him off in public. And that just, to me, is crazy. To finish it up, though, after he finished in her throat at the bar, he then proceeded to take her to the bathroom and fuck her over a toilet. He did. He's disrespectful that way. Not only fuck her into the toilet, almost shoved her face into the toilet while delivering some of the most disrespectful, punishing strokes. And I mean, like, what? What do you mean? Never see a toilet the same again, sir. Yeah, he did that. And then the last one is simply just, you see the wine, right? I just want to give you a pre-warning because I need you guys to know that there's a giant alien on my fucking neck, which means like obviously probably not all the way there, right? Like, so you got to think about what I'm about to say. I'm reviewing smutty books for a living. Okay. I gave you the trigger list warning, and one of them was imprisonment. And just hear me out because I can see y'all's eyes. You're like, whoa, bitch. Whoa. Hear me out. Hear me out. Chill. Chill, daddy. Chill. But hear me out. The way it happened wasn't the way you think it would happen, right? She was trying to run away, and he was angry because he realized, I've given you my whole life, my heart, my love, and you're trying to run away because a bitch said something after we've been together for over 2 to 3 months. I've proven to you love and loyalty, and you took one person's word over the person who showed you nothing but love and respect. Yes, I might have used you in the beginning and switched out your birth control because I wanted to get you pregnant. And yes, I originally got with you because I wanted my inheritance, but I love you now. I know that sounds fucked up, but like he was giving you grade A dick. Just anywho. So he kind of throws her up into the basement, throws her down because there's no basement up, right? He throws her down into a basement and kind of locks her up. And he basically says to her, like, you're not allowed to leave. God, listen, he says, you're not allowed to leave. And I want you to want me so bad that you're not allowed to eat food without swallowing my cum every morning. He says, the only way you get breakfast is for you to enjoy that. I want you to get so used to doing that is what you crave before you crave eggs in the morning. Psycho, right? Like, but anywho, so for the next 7 days, he gives her an option in the room. For breakfast, she is to suck him off before she gets, for breakfast, she is to suck him off before she receives actual nourishment with breakfast. For lunch and for dinner, he gives her the option of pussy, ass, and mouth, which means you get a choice. And she doesn't want to get pregnant because she just found out he was trying to get her pregnant for an inheritance. So for like the last week, she's just been saying anal before she finally comes to the realization, like, if I had to have anyone's baby, it's going to be Xavier's. It's going to be daddy's. It is. And it's so sadistically fucked up. am masochistically wrong, but like I need you to realize like that is daddy. And again, it's a fictional book, you know, like I don't need you guys to hound me. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that scene was pretty intense because he dogs that ass out. He says things in the book. I can't necessarily tell you all the things he says, but he's a dirty talker, like while he's inside of you. And during those 6 days that he was like hate fucking her, he was specifically like not using lube, which is kind of crazy, but like in a way, yeah. But hear me out. I admitted that Xavier was fucked up. Like we get it, we get it. And so I just need you guys to not judge the book that I read. I do love Xavier. I do. In conclusion, though, the Red Knight Special is a book that I fucking loved. Giddy, I loved it. I've read it before, and just being able to reread it and get my mind back on to like, oh, I do remember this, but like you gave me a lot more in depth. You gave me his point of view. You gave me Xavier in a way where like this is a book where I said like you gotta earn he gets up there. You know, like you don't just outright love Xavier. You love the sex that Xavier provides, but you don't love his behavior until like as the story gradually builds, you start to realize the whys, the hows. It's a villain that you learn to love. And I love those stories because like to love a villain outright without no reason, now you're really sick, bitch. Like that's a sick bitch. I at least wait to figure out how much I love them. Like again, wait. And so no, great book, great read. Love the characters, love the story, love the plot, love the smut, loved the smut. And absolutely need you to realize that Xavier is a sick fuck. And in real life, I would send you to jail. To jail. 911. You'd go to jail. Okay?